Ever at your service. An honor.
Girl, brothers, we're among friends. Sister.
If you have coin, then show it. Get moving, will you?
This is the seat of the Absolute's power. Would that I could. Back in the thick of...
But they were already imbued with Netherese magic. So where did that magic come from?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Carved into the bench's rotted surface, a strange...
A ritual circle. And a complex one at that. I've seen such a construction before in the writings of the Weave Pasha Al-Raven, though his vision was not so... tainted. The sigils are written in a curious mix of tongues. Ancient Kalashite, Netherese. It's been mostly drained, but even now contains a powerful dose of shadow weave. The discarded pixie corpses might still contain enough Yes, I think I'll be able to craft one more lantern. And with a slight, though, Mistra's eyes may be upon me. She'd forbid me dabbling with such... Some room there...
It doesn't take much. The sigils fade, the circle's tainted magic dissolving harmlessly into the ether.
Not bad for a wizard who slept through his Kalashite lessons, eh? Did you feel that? If I wasn't surrounded on all sides by the darkness of the Shadow Curse lands, I'd think it was Mistra herself brushing against my skin. That's Mistra's power for you. Where there's even a trace of magic. There's clearly some magic in you if you were able to sense her presence. She's left some tiny part of herself to watch over me, I think. A boon to help us reach the heart of the Absolute in one piece. Strange, though, that she would reward me for such a... perhaps...
So, your dance card is full. Lead the way, then.
This night song sounds like the source of Ketheric's immortality. Maybe I can use it against him?
We'd have to find it, first of all. Doesn't sound easy.
Just out of view. What do we have here? I don't need any attention right now. That's a friendly-looking shadow. Wonder what's past this.
This is a restricted area. Time to explain yourself, or this guard will be restricting you to a cell. Your conviction is, should you attempt...
This calls for careful footwork.
Stand, soldier. These are the General's private quarters. Wait. Something in your scent is... familiar. The General has led many soldiers, and your form is by far the sloppiest. Just be about your task, then, whatever it is.
This is a restricted area. Time to explain yourself, or this guard will be restricting you to a cell. You can best not try.
Never a dull moment. Should do it. A letter from Ketheric's wife. Sounds like she loved him very much.
slimy seems to be dripping from the rafters above. Something slimy seems to be dripping from the rafters above.
Through a narrow crack in the wall, you hear something shift against stone. The pulse of a crawling, living thing. You can't quite catch a glimpse, but you recognize this feeling. The same alien presence you felt on the Nautiloid. Your awareness unfolds, expanding through every wall in the tower, every mind. A vast living network extending down into the dark, where something wakes.
Gods, what is it? What now? It's a trap!
Tendrils snap like iron cords around your wrist. That presence in your mind looms large, closer now. You stop resisting, your arm bending with the movement of the flesh. And suddenly an opening appears. With a soft sucking sound, your hand pulls free. The flesh within the wall retreats.
Careful. In future, you can't just stick your hand in every strange hole you come across. Hallucinogenic.
Melodia Thorm, loving mother, beloved wife. Her light will never be forgotten.
This gift slate looks like the other. Another story about the Githyanki prince.
Minthara.
You were adored, Minthara. Brought up from the darkness and into the Absolute's light.
She cherished you, but it wasn't enough. You were distracted by your own desire.
Bloodlust. Murder. Chaos.
And most damning of all, an inability to follow orders.
I obeyed to the best of my ability!
And isn't that depressing?
You are nothing.
Minthara's mind connects with yours. Not strong as you remember it, but fractured, disintegrated.
Come to observe, true soul. She is a lesson. None can rise so high that they cannot fall again. We are erasing her. No, this is our duty.
Peace, sister. Let us observe the true soul's methods. Perhaps we can learn from them. Her mind is yours. Break it.
Immediately, your mind is swept into a greater vortex. A psionic storm with Minthara at its center.
Cannot hide, submit, embrace.
Her torturers are not dominating her. They are destroying her mental defenses and exposing her to something else. The Absolute. Navigating the storm, you reach the nexus of her mind. It is a wound, bleeding raw emotion and shattered memories. But she senses your arrival.
So it is you who will end me. Make it swift, then. Anything to silence that thing. That voice. First, let's make these bastards bleed!
Her mind fills with warmth, and she gently releases you.
Impossible. She was broken. Moving.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
I need to stay focused. Let's make this quick.
I expected to be greeted as a hero. But the wretches imprisoned me. I didn't think anyone would come for me, erasing my thoughts and my will. Even I could not have endured for much longer. Agreed. Lead the way.
Then I shall have to keep them busy.
Minthara is supposed to be in a cell. You have some explaining to do. The guard is happy to let you pass.
Their death is merely delayed. We will return and kill them all.
Enjoy the view. This feels like it stretch all the way to the sea.
I last left Moonrise as a commander in the Absolute's army, obeying the voice of a god. I thought I had found a home and a purpose.
Now I leave as an exile. But you risked your life to rescue.
The artifact connects with her, pulling your minds together and showing her all that you have seen. The prism, your dream visitor, the protection that keeps you from obeying her mind reels.
There is much we must discuss. Do you have a safe place to camp nearby? Goodbye for now. I will see you soon. It does not compare with the comforts of home, but your camp is almost palatial in comparison to my previous accommodation. Thank you. Each memory that returns to me is more disturbing than the last. The things that I did in the name of the Absolute. They broke my mind. Precisely. While our tadpoles live, and the cult have the means to control them, we must eradicate them. Starting with General Thorm. I mean, Keth. All that live can die. Swear that you will keep me close. The Prism will protect me. You will fight alongside. I knew you were different to other true souls when we met. Now, thanks to the Prism, the Absolute does not cloud. Rest well. And keep your wits about you. General Thorm would have the world believe that his invulnerability... That is a lie. Intended to impress those who flock to the cult's core. I believe. I suspect it is the very relic that Balthazar... We must find the necromancer. Now, rest. We will need our strength for what lies ahead. I would gladly join you in the fight. There's no space for me. I suggest... You wish to consult me? I would... I take no responsibility for the lives I took. I did nothing in the I would rather die than endure it again. The tadpole... Even the Absolute... I fought and went blow when we won the day. Ketheric's armor was... No. We must find it and destroy it. I took up my oath long ago. Though my faith is shattered, my oath endures. I am sworn to It is not noble. We are all that stands between... A disparate collection of vagabonds and strays. She is tolerable, but her faith in the Lady of Loss is poisonous. The Night Singer has some admirable qualities. Far more than her insipid sister. But her followers are repressed. Take the child Shadowheart. She does not even know who she is, but still manages to pity herself. The very concept of Sharan worship is self-indulgent. They would have you think every whispered word and hidden thought is of value, but it is not so. I have performed 1,000 interrogations, squeezing out the most guarded secrets held in heart. I can tell you this. When the trivial parts have been... He's been deprived of freedom and strong. While those addictions have their hold on him, he is still a slave. No. He is well aware that I would exsanguinate him entirely if he... And while you... But Astari, he will only... When the time comes, we must hope that he... I have encountered few Githyanki in my life. Meeting Lae'zel makes me wish I knew more of their culture. To one who only sees the... There is a fun... The Gith. Some, like Lae'zel. The wizard? No. It is pointless. In my... Either the enemy recognizes they are our wizard. I will reserve my social graces for those who might live long enough to appreciate. He is exceedingly self-righteous. Amusing, considering he bound himself to a devil. Will doesn't just have blood and dirt. It is as it... I would rather... I have never known anyone so ferocious and I often think of mortality as a curse. Karlak, she exists in the moment, and she will...
keep your hands...
I'm way too big.
It is impossible to keep a garment clean down here.
You'll find it all the harder once we're off on the march.
If you think I'm walking all the way to Baldur's Gate without a litter, you don't know me at all.
Oh, of course. Perhaps our prisoners can be your bearers.
Conversation has been cut short. These prisoners are for Disciple Balthazar's attention only. Your reasoning is hard to argue.
You want to help? The gnomes couple cells down are up to something, and we're in. I can't read bloody...
You ordered that guard about as if you were the Absolute herself. What do you want with us, exactly? Huh. And why would you be so inclined? Barcus is out here? Well, if he sent you, you're no slave to the Absolute. I reckon you and I were meant to meet. I'm Wilburn. We've got a plan, for us and the Tieflings both. But we're scuppered without the right equipment. We need tools. That head case of a warden robbed ours, but anything that breaks rock will do. Even if it's not Iron Hand quality. Whatever you find, throw it through the bars. But for the love of Gerdel, make sure a guard doesn't see you. Or we're both done for.
We won't. Not now. Ever.
I'd bet my last copper there's a pier nearby.
Regardless, know this. I am the Warden. The prisoners are my charges, and I answer to Disciple Balthazar himself. Stay on my good side.
Your mind swirls with information about the prison. The small and interesting items confiscated from prison.
If you are going to stare, kindly do it elsewhere. As I my, they are left. He is chief advisor to General Ketherick, and one of the Absolute's favored. His necromancy is second only to the General's. It is an honor to serve him. Anyone who refutes the Absolute is an enemy of mine, True Soul. You would do well to remember that. He sounds important, and I'm afraid the mere dregs are the only ones left in my care. Indeed. But all are kept out of reach and under constant surveillance in the office above. Prison security is my face might be bland, but yours, it is now carved into my memory forever. A pity you're already failing there. Never mind.
Damn straight. Without me.
Time to get going.
The Iron Hand must.
open up.
Better be all right.
It's Roland. Your feet fly fast, my friend. Any luck with those? Blessed Gerdul, I thought... The plan is we'll grab the tieflings along the way. You, however, are the clincher. Once we move, keep the patrol. We'll move. This is it. Not now. This... Boat's good to go. All that's left is to ship off. My plan for now is to hide out on the water. Unless you have a better idea. Safe? That's no small claim in these parts. Lead the damn way.
drift through the dark until time, skill, or luck brings you to Last Light's dock.
Hold there! You can't just land and start unloading strangers. They're procedures, damn it! No one gets in without being tested. Commander Jaheira's orders. And they'll have it once we know they're free from infection. Here, form a line. Let's see if the Absolute's little pet recognizes any of you.
The Absolute's what? What are you doing?
If what you've said is true, no one has anything to fear. If not, well, we'll soon find out. Now, form a line. I'll not ask again. This won't take long.
The shadows haven't consumed you. Good.
Gruesome, isn't it?
I'm glad you survived the encounter, at least. Did you learn anything more? Chosen? Oh, that's 3 masters Ketheric has served. Our paladin isn't very picky. He's aligned himself with mind flayers. But I cannot see what he gains. Perhaps we can force it out of him once we have him up against a wall. Was there anything else? The great general is paranoid. Good. That means he's protecting something. I'll wager it's the source of his invulnerability. He'd protect that at any cost. Was there anything else?
If it was anyone else, I'd be skeptical. But you!
You should have seen him. He was brave, but also terrifying. In a good way.
I never thought I'd see... well, anyone again. Thank you. 1,000 times, thank you. One last favor. Take this off my hands. It suits you better.
I'll celebrate when Ketheric's dead. Not before. We're still alive in fresh walls. That's worth a cheer at the very least. Have you ever known me to hear us go cheer? Safe as always the
I
first
agree,
time.
sir. This gives us time to regroup.
Why did you rush those politics? You should have run away.
Should we have let them kill everyone?
That is not what I said.
Turn. Why are you smiling at me?
See.
I don't.
I do. And that's why we're still standing around.
I sold a pair of boots to that traitor. Can't believe it. Take care now.
2 steps in, and you're likely
My
to become
faith will
some
guide me.
dagger's new sheath.
Ain't my neck of the woods.
Count your lucky stars.
I've got
got a long road ahead.
The Drider doing the cult's work. The absolute...
Ah, there you are. Everyone seems to be quite a flutter. Do you know why? You did? But that means... Wulbrin! Wulbrin! Oh, where is he? Ah!
You think I wasn't?
Wulbrin!
I heard you might be about. How the devil did you get stuck here, Barkas?
I'm not stuck. I came to find you, of course.
Why would you do a foolish thing like that? Really, Barkas?
Unfortunately for me, you're my friend. Rescuing you from mortal peril is my right.
But you didn't rescue me, did you? I rescued myself, with the aid of this... helper.
Ah, it's you. I should have guessed. Thank you very much for your help finding Wulbrin.
You don't belong here, Barkas. As soon as the way is clear, pack up and head to Baldur's Gate.
But... Wulbrin... The rune powder... We need to discuss what you're going to...
I said go home!
Please, that isn't necessary.
Indeed. Neither of you has any clue what's at stake. And why should you? It's Iron Hand gnome business. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a great deal to do.
Well, there we have it. Wulbrin is safe and sound. Thanks to you. I owe you a great deal. The brilliant retort, for starters. Here you are. As promised. I give you the brilliant retort. Now, I believe our business is well and truly concluded. One and the same. You don't know him, though. This is just his way. Well, perhaps Wulbrin is right. Perhaps I ought to return to Baldur's Gate. Oh, that's all right. I'm a patient fellow. I'm sure you'll clear a path for everyone soon enough.
One lost soldier among thousands.
We need more.
Begone! We'll keep an eye on Isabel.
Mole can be cranky and mean, but she looks after us. So, stock up, all right? Because you need all the help you can get to bring her home. Pleasure doing...
Have you ever known me to cheer?
Maybe not, Mom.
You did well to help those people escape Ketherick. Every soul saved is a blessing. May we be lucky enough to see many more. Almost laughable that he sees himself fit to judge anyone. Did you learn anything about how we might defeat him? That's incredible news. I won't ask for the specifics as to how you uncovered that, but I'm grateful you've done whatever it takes. I can't believe there's an end in sight. Thank you. Go on, then. It belongs to the goddess Shah. According to the Harpers, it fell here when they defeated Ketherick, the one who tried to have me kidnapped. I suppose they didn't defeat him quite hard enough. Right place, right time. When a cleric of Selûne stumbles into a Sharan shadow, she's bound to set it to rights, at any cost. I could say the same. But perhaps we should save the trivia till we're on the other side of this thing. Promise not to die, and we'll celebrate with our life stories. Moon and shadow, light and dark, divine sisters ever at war. And this place has become one more battlefield. Sometimes life forces us to choose sides. Luckily, sometimes the choice is obvious.
We shouldn't leave.
Could be a lot worse, Roland.
Heading there.
Can't slow down.
justiciars who fell long ago in service of Shah and Ketheric
We can
Thorn.
talk later.
One day, I'll catch a break.
I'd better take a peek.
Have to keep going.
that a click I heard? There's something about these plaques.
The curse has no effect here. What is this place? I'll fill that one later.
Put the wind back in my sails.
Do you accept Shah's test of your intellect? You feel a small pulse of energy race up your spine. Are you bold of heart and sharp of tongue? Can you turn any and all to the Dark Lady's cause? Confidence surges through you. You feel like there is nothing you can't do, no one you can't win over. The statue seems to agree and approve. Do you think yourself wise enough to be granted Shah's blessing? A warm swell rises through you. Acceptance. You are worthy. The altar's purpose is unclear, but the dagger upon it looks valuable.
There is work to do.
An altar to Shah. It appears to seek prey and a blood offering. Your blood.
What to do? chance of seeing everything.
My faith will protect me. Just a brief respite.
Nothing. And gods, what's that smell? Sulfur. Bizarre. Still alive, so that's progress. Can't give up now. That's curious.
What do you bring? I require good. I require more. Another! All that you have! You may pass the river, but first you must pay! The gold is not for me. The gold is for the Tall. I collect the toll. I collect the gold. 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 No. I pay it back.
That's curious. That might be worth a look.
The way she leered at me. The blood merchant. I can't get it out of my head. It isn't like me. Not like me at all. I was being too precious, wasn't I? We could have used her potion. A moment of unpleasantry doesn't matter if there's a fine reward. I should have just gritted my teeth as always and let her have me for a bit. There's nothing more desirable in the world than a vampire, is there? Having you been through all I have, you damn well are going to fight with what few assets the gods give you. But a part of me feels sick when I think about getting on my back for breadcrumbs again. I had nothing at all for so long. Not even my body. That was owned by Cazador. To be sent out to tempt fools into his palace. I have bedded thousands of people. Half of them I barely remember. Most of them didn't even grant me temporary bliss. It should have been so easy to let the drow use me for her fantasy, but perhaps, you showed me I have enough strength. I don't need to. It isn't worth the scars anymore.
The drow is
Once again, your mind opened.
More writings on Orpheus, the so-called Prince of the Comet. The Prince of the Comet, Part 3. The histories tell us that Commander Voss, Gestil Kithrak, pierced Prince Orpheus clean through with his sword of silver, that his flesh was torn and fed to the great red dragon Ephelaman. Vlaakith's faithful roar out this tale, but beneath the roars, we hear whispers carrying truth and prophecy. The Prince of the Comet is not dead. The Prince of the Comet will come again. The Prince of the Comet will liberate us from Vlaakith's tyranny. Praise be to Mother Gith, Queen of the One Sky. Praise be to your son, Orpheus, the true heir, Prince of the Comet. This is more than a fable. It's an affront to the undying Queen Vlaakith. Gith's son died to Voss's blade. Orpheus is no more. It is not just improbable. Kithrak Voss and his red dragon slayed the fell. My Vash taught that the silver bells of Vlaakith's court still ring out before every hunt in celebration of the prince's defeat. As a child, I longed to hear them for myself, and sing in praises to the deathless queen and her Kithrak. Tiamat's emissary. It was he who carried word that Mother Gith had negotiated the gift of the dragons, and that Vlaakith I would preside as Queen of the Githyanki. Ephelaman remains the Queen's consort to this day, as endless as the empire he now serves. Anything more? I have a confession. I was too hasty to judge you. I thought you witless, gutless, unimpressively bland. Now, well, you've earned my respect and more still. You've proven your wits. You are efficient and dominant, in and out of battle. You've proven your courage. I swear you would tear the horns off one dragon to plunge into another. And you're hardly bland. Your scent alone is enough to make my neck sweat and my hairs stand on end. Isn't it obvious? I want to taste you. Perhaps tonight, perhaps later, but I want it all the same. Do you? Your loss, I fear. One day soon, you will wonder how my lips might have and you will wish.
Such a pastoral escape. Free of predators, annoyances, obligations. One accepted, of course. We made a bargain, sweet stuff. And I've come to collect. You think my mind's so flaccid? I will crack your bones and suck their marrow.
Let's get this over with.